So, welcome to day 8 of the Cornwall 500 News from the nice warmth of my home after a day's rest, forced to me by my chair. Anyway, so the aim was on day 8 to do 30 miles. I managed to do 18.81. That 0.81 was really important on a day like this. So we've done 193.1 miles. And that is miles in my chair along the road. We don't count if I need to get in the van and go up over a hill and things like that. So that's how many miles I've actually done. So on Friday, which I'll tell you a bit more about in a minute, hopefully, we will break the 200 miles. So the aim was to start at Bude, Seapool, and go all the way down to Port Isaac via Boscastle and Widmouth. Yeah, that was where the plan ended, So anyway, we got to, I'm going to cut to my picture because I'm looking rather cool there. But you notice I've got no hat because already the hat was blown off. But it was slightly refreshing. The wind was not too cold. So it was okay. And as you can tell there, I'm not harbouring loads of sweets or anything like that. I've literally got lots of layers. I was ready for the cold this day. So let's go through. There you go, nice wide angle. You can see the flag, look, straight away. It was windy. Thank you, John, for coming out and meeting me. It's awesome. It's so nice when people come out and meet me and all that. Send me off. And Pam from Codes, they waited up there and it was so cold and so windy. It's just, yeah, thank you. It does mean a lot when people come out and meet me because it's not nice. You can stay in your lovely, comfortable office or go out in the freezing cold and meet a crazy person doing crazy things, and they did. So thank you. So the first stop was Widmouth Bay Cafe. That was Katie there, received the first plaque on the day. There is a plaque for the sea pool, Bude Sea Pool, but there was no one there again to give it to, so we will arrange that. But yeah, there's Katie. I felt for her, she was cold as well. But I'm going to give some context to this. So I then set off down the cycle route and my van set off down the road. My mistake, I said just head towards Boscastle and we'll meet on the road on the way. And through my ignorance, I just went on my merry way. And we come to the biggest possible hill. I waited there for a while thinking my van was going to pass me. In the end, I sucked it up and went up the hill because the motors had cooled down that nicely. So it went up the hill. And of course, around the corner was a hill down and a hill down and a hill down. And it's no good. It was hills down everywhere until we got to a little beach. Let me look up the beach so you can look it up on Google Maps. Really interesting little beach. So there it is, Millock, Milllook. That hill down and that hill up, they're 30% and absolutely crazy. But go there, find it on Google Maps and just walk through it with the little character. Mental. So I ended up down at the bottom of there, no phone signal whatsoever, and all I had was a little bush that I kept hiding under to get away from the rain, while I was hoping my Emma would realise where I was to, or where my tracking had stopped, and just come back and find the road. Eventually she did, because there was no way I was going to get back up the other road. But this is where Emma turned up with Sharon. Sharon told me about her mum that was sat in the car. They lived just up the road. And Mary's husband was airlifted just a couple of years before. And they were saying how vital the air ambulance is a service to them, because ambulances just cannot get there. And there is some places where it's just impossible to get an ambulance there, even if an ambulance is available. You know, no long vehicles and things like that. So the air ambulance pretty much is their only hope. And they were so thankful, and they couldn't believe I just turned up in that road on that day, and they've been tracking me and all that. So Mary and Sharon, love you guys. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for braving the what wasn't nice and sunny. It looks lovely and sunny there, but it really wasn't. Did I mention the weather? Yeah, I think I did. And then we made it at Boscastle. It was a long, arduous journey. By this time, I wasn't caring about photos. I really wasn't. I don't think my chair was caring about photos or anything. The rain had eased off here. You can see a slight mist. The thing is with phones, especially iPhones, that they make a really dull day look nice. It's like, no, I wanted it to look really bad, because it was. And then halfway down halfway down Boscastle Hill, my chair stopped. Padlock come up. I was in the middle of the road, just barely enough room for a car to go by. Stopped completely. I had to phone Cornwall Mobility. They took me through. They looked at some YouTube videos. They'd given me the answer. But while finding the answer, these guys, David here, a local, and Rob and Fleur, two people that come down and stay down here a lot, but they live in London. They literally, and in his words, used his weight to stop me going down the hill. You can see all the water on my phones and all that there. But my chair basically got so waterlogged, it kept the electronics not stopped. So I managed to deliver the plaque to Boscastle Harbour. And then when I got home, that happened. My shock broke. I just went to reverse. I think realistically, by the end of the day, the chair was like, I'm not going out tomorrow. You know, if you want to go out, you go out without me. I'm not doing it. So, yeah. I got a video here of, this is how windy it was. I don't know if you can hear me when I cut to it, but. Look at my enthusiasm in this shot. I'm like, well, my face, a determination to get up the hill is like, come on. Now then, this is one of the areas, Emma was filming it from in the van, but it's one of the areas where I was fed up by this time. I was so tired and I was so wet and cold that I was just going through every bump. I wasn't even moving for bottles. I was like, I'm coming through, and I just didn't want to move out the way. And this was sheltered by the hedges, and this was still windy. Most of it was so exposed. And you can't see the rain here either. That's the thing. It was just absolutely the wind there. The trees all horizontal. But anyway, enough about the weather. Let's bring it back to. So I'm going to be realistic. I just want to say something. I think I realised yesterday that. Yeah, my blind optimism sometimes gets the better of me. Chairs are not built to do what we're doing in it. You know, yes, they've got chairs with 18 or 25 mile limit, and they've got some chairs that do 40, 50. but they're not designed to go up and down 30% hills or even 20% hills. And not only that, at the speed and time that I do it, they're designed to pop up them, not designed to do several a day. And not only that, we've added like 30 kilos to the weight of this chair with the extra batteries. So I can run my phones, my heated seat, which doesn't seem to be doing anything, and all the other things. And yeah, so the chair's not built for it. And moving on to me, neither am I built for it. One thing I realised is I can layer up as much as I like, and that does help. But one thing someone said to me, you cannot generate heat from nothing. And because my legs don't move or shiver, I'm not moving them around, I'm not wiggling my toes, they're just sat there. So during the day, they get colder and colder, and my body gets colder and colder. And you can only keep in the heat that you're generating. So there was at times yesterday where I didn't feel cold and I was okay and battling through. And I realised that's not good. When you stop feeling the cold, that's, you might have a problem. So I've got to be realistic about some of the cold days, and I don't think I would continue as much if it did get that cold. It's not fair on the chair, not fair on me, and not fair on the team either. It's hard on the team getting me in and out, doing all that. So at this point, I want to say thank you to the team, because Clive came over today and he gave me this book. And he said, which, when I manage with my... And I'm like, thank you, Clive. But I'm only as good as the team behind me, the people that are there supporting me and helping me. From the social media to planning this, to the emails, to the people that come and greet me, to the carers that are in the van. They didn't choose all these things. Suddenly I'm throwing their whole routine of a day up in the air, and it's not easy for them. I'm sure they enjoy doing it to a degree and things like that, but I'm only as good as the team behind me, and I think that's really, really important. So, rather than making this news much longer, let's talk about the chair. We've managed to repair the current... It's around the corner there. Around there. We've managed to... Because this chair that I'm sat in won't even go outside. Can't even keep it in a straight line for more than 2 feet. And it'll only go, I think, about half a mile before it dies. But it was faithful. This chair had done 200 miles around Cornwall about 20 years ago. Going back to the current chair. So Daniel has managed to put back on the spring, because luckily it popped out here and we didn't actually break it. It was just the chair making an excuse not to go out today. We've ordered some new shocks. We're going to put them on tomorrow. A company got hold of us about tyres, changing the tyres to slightly more rubbery tyres that might help in the grip. I lost my Meta glasses case, and that's the only way I can get videos off, because yesterday I crashed as well, and I caught it on video. And there was a lovely gentleman that helped me out and up over the hill called Graham. So thank you to him if he's watching. I doubt whether he is. I don't think he's a social media guy. He went out for some exercise and never thought he would get quite that much exercise. So I think that's all the news. So what's next? Not out tomorrow, but I'm out. I'm going to be on Chaos Radio tomorrow, so listening on that at 11 o'clock with Ross Lennon on there, so please do that. So tomorrow I'm going to start, on Friday I'm going to start in Port Isaac, and then Polzeath, Rock, Weybridge. Going to go into the Air Ambulance shop, say hello to them, Padstow, and then Harland Bay. So looking forward to that, doing a bit of the camel trail, bit of a, I can relax a little. I like the camel trail. Nice and smooth. Kind of way I like it. without great big juggernauts going past me. Yeah, and I know I'm not going to do it here, but the council need to start thinking about these potholes and these roads. You know, if you think they're bad for cars, you imagine trying to navigate them in wheelchairs. Granted, the A38 and things like that isn't designed for people in wheelchairs. Only crazy people do stuff like that. But people in wheelchairs do have to navigate from the car park to the other place and all that. And if we got to go out in the middle of the road now just to get around a pothole, we can't go through it in the same way as cars can slowly. So it really leaves us vulnerable. It does breaks our chairs, and it doesn't do us any good. So just wanted to say that. And that's not the end of that, but that's not for these news. So before I choke on thin air, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you. No, I'm not. I'm going to show you this video. Just remember what we're doing this for. A brand new one of these. So we can service people like Mary and her husband and people like that don't have access to the ambulance services in the way that we do. So yeah, it's an amazing service, and yeah, I'm just looking at it. How awesome is my trailer, and how much like that is my trailer? Should do a video that's cutting to my trailer, shouldn't I? And see if you can tell a difference. Anyway, you never know. We might auction that trailer at the end. Watch this space. Right, this news is long enough now. I've made up for not doing it yesterday. And I will see you Friday unless something significant happens tomorrow. Take care, guys. I love you and thanks for the support. And don't forget, you can still donate. You are amazing, and I would struggle doing this without all the support online, the sharing, the comments, and all you guys taking part and being with me.